And don't you just love the Lord? And when you really think about it, ain't He in control of everything?
Ain't it, man? Why don't you practice standing tall? Why don't you rise up above what they throwing at y'all? Why don't you practice? Why don't you practice standing tall? Why don't you rise up above what they throwing at y'all? Why don't you practice? Why don't you practice standing tall? Why don't you rise up above what they throwing at y'all? Why don't you practice? Why don't you practice standing tall? Why don't you rise up above what they throwing at y'all? Why don't you practice? Why don't you practice standing tall? Why don't you rise up above what they throwing at y'all? Why don't you practice standing tall? Now you soft with the big dog. So much scripture written in my heart, it ain't hard to get off. I'm trying to let you know what I know, that's why I rap it. Congratulations on your come up, however you rap it. A lot of y'all snapping, but is you strong enough? When that devil coming at you with that Mason stuff, I put the K in front of Illuminati like Pop. Tell them come kill me, but they don't have power over God. My generation is smart, you can't outsmart us. And God's children beautiful, I'm talking all us. Don't take the Bible out of context, that's blasphemy. Don't try to tell me what the mark of Cain is actually. I pray a healing on the crackhead, be free. It ain't my business how you stack bread, just stay free. Lord, please look on our affliction. They oppress us, they stress us, but God is even powerful, so bless us. Bless us, Lord. Show them your hand, Lord. Show them what you showed me. Let them see what I see so they can know to put you first. Why don't you practice standing tall? Why don't you rise up above what they throwing at y'all? Why don't you practice? Why don't you practice standing tall? Why don't you rise up above what they throwing at y'all? Why don't you practice? Why don't you practice standing tall? Why don't you rise up above what they throwing at y'all? Why don't you practice? Why don't you practice standing tall? Why don't you rise up above what they throwing at y'all? Why don't you practice? Why don't you practice standing tall? Why don't you rise up above what they throwing at y'all? Why don't you practice? Why don't you practice standing tall? Why don't you rise up above what they throwing at y'all? Why don't you practice? The whole world got an equal opportunity to be brothers in the heavenly community, but we got human beings trying to be superior. We know those people never meet the criteria. It's over 11 and they still hating, literally hating. They got hate groups, but this ain't our nation. We claim the New Jerusalem, we got first deal. We claim the city with the throne, we got fresh cribs. We know who Jesus is, we know God walked the earth. We know John 3:16, we know that whole verse. And we respect the church, and that's your sanctuary. When we mess up, you still love us, cause you are our daddy. And we know better than to call on the devil. We learned from the Israelites, we know not the rebels. We stand in awe at the mention of your name, and help our women stand strong, wipe away the pain. Why don't you practice standing tall? Why don't you rise up above what they throwing at y'all? Why don't you practice? Why don't you practice standing tall? Why don't you rise up above what they throwing at y'all? Why don't you practice? Why don't you practice standing tall? Why don't you rise up above what they throwing at y'all? Why don't you practice? Why don't you practice standing tall? Why don't you rise up above what they throwing at y'all? Why don't you practice? You can rise above any situation. You can go from being the scrub to lead a whole nation. You can get anywhere in life where you trying to get at. Just put God first, but you ain't trying to hear that. They got important topics, rappers don't come near that. I never rap about nothing if I don't live that. I never put my weakness on display. It take about 10 minutes, you need to read a psalm a day. I can't tell you who's going to hell or going up. I can't judge no rapper for how he blowing up. Mind your business, quit snitching, that's from a gospel rapper. You be the judge, only call him if you really have to. Let him get their cheese, don't put crackers on their cheese. Green Bay Packers on their cheese. Y'all riches is all teams. And God hit so hard and put Erlac on his knees. You telling me about the booger in my eye, you got a booger. Standing tall. Why don't you standing tall? What they throwing at y'all? Why don't you